Welcome to Mythos Chronicles, where we explore the hidden truths behind the stories and traditions we've come to accept. In today's episode, I'm diving into Halloween, one of the most controversial holidays for Christians. By the end of this video, you might find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about it. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to join me as we uncover more biblical insights on popular culture. As the chill of October sweeps through the air, millions of people around the world prepare for Halloween, a night filled with costumes, trick-or-treating, and eerie decorations. But beneath the surface of this seemingly innocent celebration, a deeper question lingers. Is Halloween truly harmless fun, or is there something more spiritually dangerous at play? For centuries, Halloween has sparked debate among Christians, some viewing it as a harmless cultural tradition, while others see it as a night that celebrates darkness. But what does the Bible really say about Halloween? The story begins in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, long before the modern concept of Halloween existed. On this night, the Celts believed that the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, allowing spirits to walk the earth. Bonfires were lit, and costumes were worn to ward off malevolent spirits. Little did they know, this festival would later be woven into the fabric of Christian tradition, morphing into what we now recognize as Halloween. But the Bible, in passages like Deuteronomy 18:10-12, speaks clearly about witchcraft, divination, and calling upon the dead. It warns, "Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells." This passage alone raises a challenging question for modern-day Christians. Are we engaging in ancient rituals that the Bible directly opposes? One of the most surprising parallels to Halloween found in Scripture is the concept of costumes. At first glance, dressing up may seem harmless, just a way to enjoy the festivities. But could this practice have a deeper spiritual significance? Ephesians 6:11 urges us to put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. In this biblical passage, the idea of wearing something as a form of protection is strikingly similar to the ancient Celtic belief of wearing costumes to shield oneself from evil spirits. Could it be that Halloween's practice of dressing up echoes a deeper spiritual reality? Could it be that the act of role-playing has its roots in the spiritual warfare described in the Bible? The more we dig, the more we discover how these traditions have become interwoven with spiritual elements that may have deeper meanings than we initially thought. And this is where it gets even more intriguing. Stay with me because this is where things take a surprising turn. If you're finding this discussion enlightening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on these revelations. Halloween is filled with imagery of witches, demons, and spirits, figures that the Bible does not treat lightly. In 1 Corinthians 10:20, Paul warns believers, saying, "I do not want you to be participants with demons." This scripture reflects a spiritual truth that many overlook during Halloween. The Bible presents these entities not as harmless fantasies, but as real forces that oppose God's kingdom. As we dive deeper, we begin to uncover another alarming truth: Halloween's connection to the afterlife. Just as the Celts believed the dead could cross over, the Bible speaks of spiritual forces in a constant battle over human souls. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Could Halloween be a symbolic reminder of this very battle? As we navigate through costumes and candy, are we actually reflecting deeper spiritual truths? The more we uncover, the more we must ask ourselves, is Halloween just a cultural event, or are we unknowingly engaging in a spiritual battle? Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of Halloween is its focus on the veil between the living and the dead. On Samhain, this veil was believed to be thin, allowing the dead to communicate with the living. While this may sound like ancient superstition, it aligns eerily with biblical concepts of the afterlife and spiritual beings. In 1 Samuel 28, we read the story of King Saul consulting the witch of Endor to summon the prophet Samuel from the dead. This moment underscores a biblical reality. Communication with the dead is not only possible, but strictly forbidden. So what does Halloween's focus on ghosts and spirits say about our modern practices? Are we treading into dangerous spiritual territory by celebrating these things? As we reach the end of this journey, what have we learned? Halloween may seem like just another holiday, but when examined through the lens of the Bible, it raises serious questions about our spiritual engagement and discernment. Before you make your decision about how to approach Halloween this year, remember, we are called to be in the world, but not of the world. And as always, thank you for joining me in uncovering these hidden truths. If you want to dive deeper into more biblical insights, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my next video where we unravel the mysteries behind Christmas.